Welcome to another edition of the Smoke Box for Be Real TV. I got a very special guest right here with me, my man Bizzy Bone from the legendary Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
It's great to have you here, my brother.
Always is. It's always a pleasure.
Man.
Kicking back with you, of course, smoking as we normally do. And that's what we do. So, man, I tell you, man, I've known you for about 3, 4, 5, 6 years in depth and close. Done a couple of, well, at least 1 or 2 tours we've done together.
Shows
on my
and
solo,
tours.
right, et cetera, et cetera.
My
So,
solo too. We both did our solo shit around that time.
and I've been asking you when you're going to introduce me to Seth, and you finally, introduced me to him, and you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth, and Sin. So I like the whole motherfucking thing, you know what I mean? Cypress Hill, the whole mugs, everybody, you dig?
Yeah, man. What I get a lot is people asking, when are you gonna collaborate with Bone Thugs? You know what I mean? It's a Cypress Bone Thugs tour, Cypress Bone Thugs record, whatever, So I just keep telling them, I'm waiting to. I'm ready to go. We got to make that happen for real. But y'all have been like, one of my favorite groups in hip hop, man. Just because y'all attacked it so different. You know what I mean? Y'all trendsetted the style that a lot of motherfuckers use today. They change it and try to make it theirs to a degree, but y'all really flipped the style. Y'all were I think the ones who really stamped it. You know what I mean?
Well, after I finished coughing, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it was a time when music was being elevated to another level. Domino, he came out with the here we go as the tune starts to groove, and it was like we had just landed in Los Angeles, and we're driving around listening to it, trying to hook up with anybody that that would listen to us.
Right.
And we were like, dang, people are getting onto the style now, and so on and so forth. It was just an energy and that golden era. And I think we fell right into the cusp of it, and we were the group that had the opportunity to make it. That shouldn't have made it. One of those groups, So
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. Voila.
Voila, like a motherfucker, because y'all made some big songs and influenced a generation of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And coming from where you come from, you probably didn't see all that coming.
No, I'm gonna tell you, be real, man. Nobody, and just like you, Sin, Muggs, y'all know, man, nobody really expected it to go where it went. It was a thing to what we did, and we felt within us, beyond our wildest imaginations and dreams, could we think that we had thousands upon thousands of adoring fans that love our music. But no one is prepared for the success part of it and how good it is to make that accomplishment, because it people want to share that happiness with you, and you want to share it, but it is so much yours and what you have with you that it's difficult to explain to anyone except yourself. Like, you gotta, in retrospect, like, wow, we did it, you and me, just mirror talk sometimes. So it, man, from experiences as well.
Yeah,
Man.
there's no teaching for this, what we do, especially when you get to the success side of it. Like, if you should have some success, there's especially not for hip hop artists, there's no like fucking school you can go to teach you how to deal with this shit.
Yeah, I mean,
you
we
just
have
sort of deal with
Pac.
it hands on.
Right, we have Pac, we have Big, we have Easy, and most of the success stories that we have are more our era now. We're seeing the success stories like, the old NBA players, used to see the success story in LeBron, and see as far as paper and living and things of that nature. So we're like the survivors. We've seen the paper, and we're watching the new young guys not have to go through that same thing and already have that lane.
And have a lane like a motherfucker.
It was so scary because we become the guys that they say thank you to.
Yeah.
And that's the scariest part, because it's like, I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
I'm just getting started. Let me finish paving the road.
There is no age to music, I don't think. I think that's some bullshit that got labeled on hip-hop, that it's a young man's game, but I think it's for as long as you make good music. Because you brought it up earlier off camera by saying, you know, like the Rolling Stones, we're gonna be like the Rolling Stones up there doing it as long as we want to do it.
Man, people don't understand. It's exactly what you're saying. It's an endless thing. You know, Willie Nelson showed us the way. You know, we have so much ammunition in music and guys that'll, you know, show us past our golden age, 50 years old, 60 years old, we can still do what we do because the people are going to love us forever and we're going to love the people forever. And that will never, ever change with musicians because we give up so much. Like I was talking to the guy from Guns N' Roses, Steven Adler. And he played drums for Guns N' Roses, and him and I were sitting and we were chatting, and he said and I said, hey, people don't know what you have to give up as far as being in a group or being in music. They don't understand the life that you give privacy. Up. Yeah, because you're giving it up for the people out there, whether you got your TMZ on or not, you're still like, you're giving yourself to them, and it's a lot less to your, you know, where you gotta leave from. You know what I mean? So totally. It's a crazy game, be real. You know that, I know that. We you know.
Yeah, it is a crazy game, man.
Yeah.
Now for a time, like myself, you know, you did a solo run. How did that feel creatively, and then like doing the shows? Because I mean, you know from being in a band that, you know, when you're in the studio, the ideas are bouncing around. It's 5 different people, you know, everybody got ideas and you can kind of feed off each other's ideas. But when you're doing a solo joint, it's pretty much on your back.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the craziest part about my solo record is I was gonna work with these guys called the Christian Brothers. And, you know, Jay-Z called me because he owned a company that, you know, facilitated their, you know, their music and things of that nature. And he offered to be on the record and things of that nature. And it's a lot of mistakes that you wish you could have said, damn, that would have been a classic, you know. But as a solo artist, to answer your question, you need your home base.
Right.
But people come at you in a way to where they make you think you can take and deal with that situation immediately. You know, you're gonna have the guys, and I know you've been through it, Crazy Bone been through it, I know I send Muggs, Lazy, hey man, you should go ahead and do that thing by yourself. And then you start thinking, oh, it would make sense to make more money, etc., etc. So being how we are in our group, we had to deal with, should I do a solo record? Is it like I'm leaving my crew, or should I be able to expand? Right. So after we get that together and we get our crew together to know, hey, this is just artistic freedom, then going out on your own, that experience, it makes you a boss in your own right on stage.
Right.
Because you don't know how to control a stage in your crew without your crew.
Right.
You know, or on stage period without your crew, because that's what you're used to, is what I mean in the set.
Yeah, because
right.
Yeah, it's a team. When you're in a band, it's a team thing. You know, everybody plays their role. But when you're out there on your own, it's a whole different thing, because you got to command the stage by yourself.
It's crazy. And you know when we went out there, I had the live band and so on, and I know you've worked with a live band numerous times. I believe we just worked with one over with Dre.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like it's a good experience, but there's nothing like your home base. There's nothing like Cypress Hill. There's nothing like Bone Thug. This is our home.
That's
you know, and it feels good when your homies let you expand.
Yeah, nobody gets salty. Everybody's in support of, you know, and some of the other guys, you know, go and do their thing too, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think it's good, you know, because sometimes being in a band.
Hold on. And I'm gonna tell you, with my crew, I think that I can do much more and much better. Without my crew, I think that I can stand on my own and become that kind of an artist that can add more to the crew afterwards.
Right.
Excuse me. That weed got me fucked up.
I know how it
Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen.
So we was talking about another thing called the, you know, like it's not even fucking called. It's exactly what it is. You know, there was an era in hip hop that's obviously our era, which is known as the golden era.
Wow. It's funny you say that too, man. I'm gonna tell you. You're right. Keep going. You're right.
And you know, that keeps getting tossed around. It feels like almost that there's a resurgence to that time coming. You know, like it just seems like, especially from the Beats by Dre party that we just did, because we all just rocked that.
Wow,
everybody
man.
you can think of, and your mama rocked that shit.
Mace.
It was incredible, you know. Shit, we felt honored just to be up there and to, you know, getting to see everybody that we hadn't played with in a long time.
Likewise.
And you know, family, friends like that. You know, it was a great fucking experience. But that was a representation of the golden era. And I know that you've talked about like wanting to put a tour together or something, or
yeah, I mean, Crazy and I were sitting in the car and he said, dude, if we don't take this to the next level and at least give the suggestion out to everybody, put that energy out there and say, you know, the golden era is still here. We only have a few deaths in our era.
Right.
A lot of us are really still alive. DPG, Snoop, still alive. Puff, still here. Everybody's still here that, you know, still has that golden era hits. You already know what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's not, when you hear it, you know what it is. And that's what makes it the golden era. It's those songs that it's like, okay, that was then.
The timeless classics.
Exactly. And you know, Insane, etc., etc. So that's where we are with it. And I think that all of us gathering as one and going on tour, golden era, just once or twice. Let the people see it worldwide, though. They need to see that. You know, I think that'd be a good idea. Cray agreed. And, you know, put it in the people's hand. Go ahead.
And I think people would really fucking love it when they see it, because, you know, everybody is so much better now than when they started.
Yeah.
You know, where sometimes you tend to think artists might fucking slip and, you know, they don't sound the same and shit. But with artists from the golden era, you know, because I've had it, obviously we both have a chance to like tour with a lot of these cats, a lot of our peers and shit. You see that everybody has just gotten better. Nobody's like really sliding off or getting worse, you know, or they sound like they're supposed to, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we old school and new school and refined and defined kind of artists that now we're realizing that there's no way, if we can stay alive, that we're not gonna do what we love to do. And that's what we're realizing. Remember, a lot of artists back in our era aren't still here anymore.
Right.
A lot of them weren't about the music like we were.
right.
So we've passed that level. We've passed that test. And that's where we're going with it, I think, for, 2020.
Right.
And that's where I see us at as like a fraternity in hip hop.
True that.
It's like
We
one
are.
of those kind of things to me, without really understanding that we are yet. We don't need crafty names to say it. We're the golden era.
It's true that.
And that's just how I look at it, man. I mean, true hip hop, I think that we, as far as us and our kind of music, Cypress and Bone music, took that word and elevated it and stayed in the cushion to where we got enough respect from the East Coast for them to give us the, okay, y'all can go ahead, we'll rock y'all joints.
Right.
And that was a major test for us as artists back in our day.
True that.
And the door's open now.
Yeah.
There was a lot of boos, wherever we went, even when we were starting out, man. People thought we were crazy when we didn't have our record out and we was just pushing our music. People was like, what are you talking about? What level are you guys on? But now it's just...
Shit, now you guys are Hall of Famers. Definitely. Y'all are like the top selling hip hop artists of all time, if I'm not fucking mistaken.
Well, we got a couple of singles that did us some very, very good, in our career. They really did. But I don't know the numbers exactly, B. But I would try to check them out. But I think we tied the Beatles, I think, for Can't Buy Me Love. And I think that that's the main goal that we've achieved as far as being number one on the charts. for a certain amount of
That's
weeks.
a fucking hell of an achievement.
Right, because you know the records have been selling past our day. The records have been selling past our day, and I don't know the numbers currently. You know how it goes. You got to keep up on it.
It still keeps going strong, and so do you. You guys got one of the best fucking live shows I could say, because I've seen it. And, you know, shit, more power to you, man.
I tell you, man, it's one of those woo kind of things, man. And it, like, when the woo get up there and all the homies be up there and it ain't too many stage props, it's like it's only 5 of us, you know. In the woo, it's about 20 of my homeboys in the woo. But it's the same kind of a vibe, like, you know, getting up there in that raw energy and fun, and the same thing with you as well. So I send that back home to the Cypress, you know.
Word up, man. I want to thank you for rocking into the smoke box with us.
I know, man. You see me in here, I'm suffocating, baby. No, I was playing cool.
Word
Thank
up,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Leave your comments, subscribe to the channel. Where could they get at you at?
Always Instagram, Mr. McCain, MrMCCANE. You can catch me on Twitter as well, and so on and so forth. It'll have the check on it, so you'll know that it's me. And we moving and grooving, Bone Thugs in Harmony, and you know, all that good stuff.
Word up. This has been a Be Real TV smoke box, bitch.
Boom.